Hi guys! For this video, ang pag-uusapan naman natin is all about quadratic splines. So sige, simulan na natin ang discussion. As previously discussed, a quadratic spline is a type of spline interpolation where every curve connecting two consecutive points is a quadratic function. So thus, for data with n plus 1 pair of points, n splines function are needed. So these quadratic splines are, so y sub 1 is equal to a sub 1 x squared, plus b sub 1x plus c sub 1. Y sub 2 is equal to a sub 2 x squared plus b sub 2x plus c sub 2. So, yung range nitong y sub 1 is from x sub 0 to x sub 1. Yung range nitong y sub 2 is from x sub 1 to x sub 2. And lastly, y sub n is equal to a sub n x squared plus b sub n x plus cn. Ang range niya is from x sub n minus 1 to x sub n. Okay? So, ngayon, for every equations daw, meron tayong tatlong unknown, which is yung a sub I, b sub I, c sub I. So, in that case, tama naman siya. Sa kada equation, tatlo ang unknown. So, kung ilan tong equation na to, o ilan tong spline function na to, multiply mo ng 3, yun yung kailangan nating isolve. So, thus, there is a need of 3n linear equations to solve this unknown. So, as I said kanina, kung 4 ang points, ang n natin is 4 minus 1 is 3. So, 3 times 3. So, 9 equations yung isosolve natin dito. So, paano natin nahanapin yung mga equations na yon? So, yung unang scenario is dapat all given points are part of the spline function. In that case, magkakaroon ka po ng total na 2n linear equations na madederive. So, next is the first derivative of two splines sharing an intermediate point are equal. So, ibig sabihin, makakaderive ka naman dito ng n-1 na linear function. Yung pangatlo is the second derivative of the first spline is assumed to be 0. So, in that case, there is one only equation or only one equation, and that equation is ito. 2a sub 1 is equal to 0. So, because of this assumption, the first spline is actually aligned. To verify na using these 3 steps, makaka-create tayo ng 3n na linear equation. So, i-add mo. For the first is 2n, then n minus 1, and for the third is 1. So, pag in-add natin to, this is simply 3n din talaga siya. So, yun yung madederive natin na number of linear functions. So, may intindihan nyo itong tatlong steps na to once we discuss the numerical example. But for the meantime, madali lang naman tong tandaan, class. Mukha man lang siyang complicated, pero madali lang to. Basta ang una, all given points are part of the spline function. The first derivative of two splines sharing an intermediate point are equal. And the second derivative of the first spline is assumed to be 0. Okay, so let's perform a numerical calculation. So for this example, actually parehas lang naman to ng example kay polynomial, but since spline ito, expect na iba na yung sagot dito, class. Malayo na doon sa sagot kanina. Okay, so for this example, basahin ko lang. Determine the value of f of 7 for a given set of data below using quadratic spline function. So lagay ko lang dito, automatic x sub 0 to. And this is y of 0 or f of x sub 0, x sub 1 or y sub 1, which is f of x sub 1, x sub 2, which is y sub 2 or f of x sub 2, and lastly, x sub 3 or y sub 3 equals f of x sub 3. Sa pagkakataong ito na yung importante sa spline function. Dapat, class, itong x natin ay arrange in increasing order. Ulitin ko, dapat ang value ng x natin must be arranged in increasing order. So, which is ito, na-satisfy nyo naman. Kasi yun yung major requirement ng mga splines natin. So, sige. This is a graphical illustration. Ito yung 1, 2, ito yung 5, negative 26, ito yung 7, negative 14, ito yung 10, 37. So, yung concept ng spline function, for every 2 consecutive points, iba-iba yung nagre-represent sa kanya. Pero quadratic function yan. So, yung f of x sub 1 is a sub 1x squared plus b sub 1x plus c sub 1. So, ito yon. And, syempre, yung range niya, yung ating unang point is from 1 to 5. Kaya, this is from 1 to 5. Okay, so at least naiintindihan nyo yung pagseset ng range. For another function na f of x sub 2, that is equal to a sub 2x squared plus b sub 2x plus c. So, lahat yan quadratic and yung range niya is from 5 to 8. Sorry, hindi pala yun 7, no? Ito po ay 8. Baguhin ko lang. Hindi na siya na-erase. So, baguhin ko lang to, no? This is 8. Okay, so nagkamali lang po ako ng nakopya. And yung range dito is 5 to 8. And lastly, itong pangatlong function, itong violet, that is f of x sub 3, that is a sub 3x squared plus b sub 3x plus c sub 3, yun pala c sub 2. This time, ang range natin dito is 8 to 10. Kasi from 8 to 10. And yun na nga, as I said, meron tayong tatlong spline functions. And for every spline, meron tayong tatlong unknowns. So, yung number of unknowns is equal to 3 times 3. So, 9. So, I am not joking. Magso-solve tayo dito ng 9 equations, 9 unknowns. So, gayon man, sige. I-continue natin yung discussion. So, the given has 4 set of points, thus there is a need of 3 quadratic functions to perform interpolation. So, these functions are, ito na siya. I need not to elaborate this one kasi in-elaborate ko na siya sa previous slide. Pero yung concept is just the same din lang naman. So, the system has 3n or 9 number of unknowns. So, thus, there is a need of 9 linear equation to solve this unknown. Okay? So, ang magiging next part nitong discussion natin is kailangan natin ma-establish yung mga unknowns natin. So, simulan na natin doon sa step 1. Sabi nga, all given points are part of the spline function. So, lahat ng given points ay bahagi ng spline function. So, ina-expect natin na makaka-derive daw tayo ng 2n equations or dapat hanggang 6 equations ang ma-derive natin dito. So, subukan na natin tong i-discuss. So, yung unang point, which is 112, is only part of the first quadratic spline only. So, if you are going back here to this slide, ito yung f of x sub 1, tama naman, yung 112 is part of the first quadratic spline only. So, therefore, if we are going to substitute that using the equation ng first quadratic spline, di ba? Yung ating first quadratic spline is f of x equals a sub 1x squared plus b sub 1 x plus c. Ang mangyayari ganito. So, 112, syempre ito yung f of x, 12 is equal to a sub 1, 1 squared plus b sub 1, 1 plus c sub 1. So, ang unang equation natin is a sub 1 plus b sub 1 plus c sub 1 equals 12. So, yung 112 kasi dahil yun yung pinakadulo, isang spline lang yung nakakonekta sa kanya. However, our next point is 5, negative 26. That is part of the first and second quadratic spline. So, wait lang ipakita ko ulit yung same graph. Ito yung 5, negative 26, di ba? Ito yung 5, negative 26. Dito, connected siya sa first spline at the same time, connected siya in the second spline. Kaya nga, ang mangyayari, okay, so ito, derive ito sa first spline. Itong unang equation natin, derive ito sa first spline na f of x equals a sub 1 x squared. So, kamali lang ako ng nakopya. X squared plus b sub 1x plus c sub 1. So, if you can see, yun yung mga coefficients natin. So, yun nga, negative 26 is yung ating f of x. So, 25a sub 1 plus 5b sub 1 plus c sub 1 is equal to negative 26. Sa ngayon, nakakadalawang equations na tayo, pero ang ina-expect natin ay 6. Another is for the next second spline, that is f of x is equal to a sub 2 x squared plus b sub 2x plus c sub 2. So as you can see here, the coefficients now are a sub 2, b sub 2, and c sub 2. But generally speaking, magkamukha lang naman itong dalawang equations na to. So, wag kang mag-alala. Yun dapat ang ina-expect nyo. Magkamukha yung dalawang equations na lang with an exception of instead of a sub 1, dapat a sub 2 na. Okay? So, sana clear tayo dito. So, yun. At least nakatatlong equations na tayo. But again, we are expecting to establish 6 equations here. So, the next point is yung 8, negative 14, comma to. This is not a tuldok. That is a comma. So, yung 8, negative 14 is part of the second and third quadratic spline. Balikan nyo na lang yung figure kanina. So, therefore, itong unang equation na nakikita nyo ngayon, this is derived from the second spline, which is f of x is equal to a sub 2 x squared plus b sub 2x plus c sub 2. Okay, so erase ko lang yun. Nagkamali lang ako ng nasulat. Kaya ang mangyayari, so ganun lang. Substitute mo yung x as 8, y as negative 14. So our equation 4 is 64a sub 2 plus 8b sub 2 plus c sub 2 equals negative 14. And the fifth equation is derived from the third spline, which is f of x is equal to a sub 3x squared plus b sub 3x plus c sub 3. So, as you can see, ayan siya. And again, katulad doon sa pangalawang point, expect mo na magkamukha talaga yung dalawang equations na yan, with an exception of from a sub 2 magiging a sub 3. So, 64a sub 3 plus 8b sub 3 plus c sub 3 equals negative 14. So, nakalima na tayo. And yung pang-anim, which is ito yung last equation na madederive natin sa first step is ito. Yung last point natin na 1037 is part only of the third spline. Kung yung unang point is part of the first spline only, malamang yung last point is part of the last spline as well. So, therefore, just substitute the third spline, di ba, f of x is a sub 3x squared plus b sub 3x plus c sub 3. So, just substitute 10 as x and 37 as y. So, our sixth equation is 100a cubed, a sub 3, plus 10b sub 3 plus c sub 3 equals 37. So, ayun, na-derive na natin, class, yung 6 na equations. Wala ka na ditong ibang madederive kasi nga, if we are going back in the previous slide, sabi nga natin, for the step 1, makakakuha ka lang ng 6 na equations. Okay, so let's proceed to the step 2. The step 2 here is the first derivative of two splines sharing an intermediate point are equal. So, before natin i-derive yung dalawang linear equations dito, kasi for this time, dalawa na lang, excuse me, hanapin muna natin yung first derivative ng mga quadratic splines natin. So, of course, ito yung ating spline for the first quadratic spline. Actually, magkakamukha lang naman yan, simple product rule. So, derivative of a sub 1x squared plus b sub 1x plus c sub 1 is equal to 2a sub 1x plus b sub 1. So, for the second spline, ayun lang, 2a sub 2x plus b sub 2. And for the third spline, that is a sub 3x squared plus b sub 3x plus c sub 3. So, 2a sub 3x plus b sub 3. So, again, magkakamukha lang naman yan, nagkaiba lang ng mga subscript. So, paano natin madederive yung dalawang yon? If we are going back to the graphical representation, we have two intermediate points. Yung 5, negative 26 and yung 8, negative 14, di ba? So, these are our two intermediate points. According to the step 2, the first derivative of two splines sharing an intermediate point are equal. So, yung splines na nakakonect dito, which is spline 1 and spline 2, yung first derivative nila ay equal. And yung spline 2 naman, saka yung spline 3 at point 8, yung first derivative naman nila sa point na to is equal din as well. So, nakukuha nyo yung point nung step 2 natin. So, yun yung gusto niyang i-point out sa atin, class. So, in that case, after nyong ma-determine yung derivative, ang gagawin natin is ito nga siya. The first interior point is 5, negative 26, and the first and second quadratic spline are connected to it. Equating the first derivative of this quadratic spline and substituting x equals 5, we have, so, ito yung derivative ng first spline, and ito yung derivative ng second spline, di ba? So, this is f prime x sub 1 and f prime x sub 2. Sorry, mali yung pagkasulat ko. Basta yung first derivative ng una and pangalawang quadratic spline is i-equate mo lang. What I mean is ito. Itong dalawang to ang i-equate natin. Okay, so as you can see, ito na siya. And para ma-derive mo yung equation 7, nilipat ko lang sa kanan. Itong 5, isa-substitute mo lang dyan, no? Yung x equals 5, isa-substitute mo. So, 2a sub 1 times 5 plus b sub 1 minus 2a sub 2 times 5 minus b sub 2 equals 0. So, our equation 7 is 10a sub 1 plus b sub 1 minus 10a sub 2 minus b sub 2 is equal to 0. So, ayun yung ating equation number 7. And yung other equation, kasi nga dalawang equations yung ina-expect natin na ma-derive dito, kukunin natin yun sa other interior point, which is yung 8, negative 14. And yung nakakonekta sa kanya is yung second and third quadratic splines. So, i-equate din natin yung first derivative of this quadratic splines, and this time, yung x natin is equal to 8. So, ito siya, di ba? Yung 2a sub 2x plus b sub 2 is equal to 2a sub 3x plus b sub 3. Transpose mo lang ito sa kaliwa, sorry. So, 2a sub 2x plus b sub 2 minus 2a sub 3x minus b sub 3 equals 0. So, yung 8, isa-substitute nyo lang dyan. So, yan lang. 2a sub 2 times 8 plus b sub 2 minus 2a sub 3 times 8 minus b sub 3 is equal to 0. So, our equation number 8 will be 16a sub 2 plus b sub 2 minus 16a sub 3 minus b sub 3 is equal to 0. So, ayan. Nakawalong equations na tayo. Pero, di ba ang demand nga ng problem is 9 equations. So, sa step 3 natin, mahahanap yung last equation. So, according dito, the second derivative of the first spline is assumed to be 0. So, therefore, isang equation lang to. Kung hahanapin mo yung second derivative nitong first spline, napakasimple lang naman to. So, alam natin na yung first derivative is 2a sub 1x plus b sub 1. I-take mo lang yung derivative niya. So, that is equal to 2a sub 1. And according dito, the second derivative must be equal to 0. So, therefore, 2a sub 1 is equal to 0. Or a sub 1 is actually equal to 0. Ito na class yung ating equation 9 natin. Although, ititreat pa rin natin to as an equation, no? Kahit pa paano. Kaya lang, dineclare na dito na yung a sub 1 natin is equal to 0. So, technically, 8 na lang naman yung unknown natin. But for the purpose of discussion, ito na yung ating equation 9. Babalikan nyo ngayon yung napag-usapan natin doon sa linear system regarding sa pag-construct ng matrix form. Para mas madali natin siyang ma-solve, ito na, the 9 linear equation are already derived, i-express natin siya sa matrix form. Kung maalala nyo, diba ang matrix form is A times X is equal to B. So, ito na yung ating coefficient matrix A, ito na yung unknown, and ito na yung mga coefficients natin sa kanan ng equation. Again, you may just pause and rewind this video para ma-verify nyo na ito yung ating equation 1, equation 2, equation 3, equation 4, equation 5, equation 6 o equation 7, equation 8, and equation 9. Actually, sa equation 9, tama naman, di ba? A sub 1, which is yung coefficient is 1, equals 0. So, ganun lang naman siya. Sinulat ko lang siya sa matrix form para naman at least mas malinis tingnan yung ating linear system. 'Di ba mas organized siya. Hindi ko na kayo ine-expect na magmano-mano pa nito kasi complicated naman na tong 9 equations. Kaya nga gumawa na ako ng Excel program nito. Pinakita ko na yung Excel program doon sa introduction natin sa polynomial interpolation and ito yon. So, para tipid tayo sa oras, actually, tinype ko na yung coefficient matrix tapos yung sagot natin na B. So, kung na-download nyo na to, all you need to do is to just type the coefficients here, ito. Tapos yung B, ito naman. Provided na, again, dapat marunong nga kayong mag-construct ng ating matrix representation of the linear system. And kapag na-type mo na siya, this is for the 9 equation as you can see below. So, titingnan nyo na lang dito yung sagot. So, syempre, A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, B sub 1, B sub 2, B sub 3, and C sub 1, C sub 2, C sub 3. So, yung x sub 1 is negative 5.2508 times 10 to the negative 15. It means na almost 0 siya, diba? Sobrang liit na yan eh. So, i-consider na natin yan as equal to 0. So, yung a sub 2 is negative 9.5. B sub 1 is negative 9.5. C sub 1 is 21.5. A sub 2 is 4.5. B sub 2 is negative 54.5. C sub 2 is 134. A sub 3 is 4. B sub 3 is negative 46.5. And C sub 3 is 102. So, yun na yung sagot natin for those ano. Kaya nga hindi ako nagjo-joke na 9 equations na yung unknown dito. So, you may just use na lang the Excel kasi complicated naman kapag magmamano-mano pa dito, no? So, ayan. Back to the PowerPoint tayo. Obtain the solution of the linear system shown. Ang nilagay ko dito is you may use Gauss elimination or Gauss-Jordan method kasi mahirap siya kapag mag-Gauss-Seidel ka or Jacobi kasi kailangan mo pang i-check if the system is diagonally dominant, okay? So, yung Gauss elimination na lang or Gauss-Jordan just in case gusto mong magmano-mano. Kasi yun, walang restriction, di ba? So, ito na yung ating mga values. A sub 1 is 0, B sub 1 is negative 9.5, C sub 1 is 21.5, A sub 2 is 4.5, B sub 2 is negative 54.5, C sub 2 is 134, A sub 3 is 4, B sub 3 is negative 46.5, C sub 3 is 102. Kaya yung functions natin or quadratic spline is yung f of x for 1 to 5. Ito yung unang spline. So, A sub 1 is 0, B sub 1 is negative 9.5, C sub 1 is 21.5. And most likely, makakancel din lang naman yan kasi 0 na. Kaya magiging negative 9.5x plus 21.5. Ang range niya is from 1 to 5. The second spline is 4.5x squared minus 54.5x kasi ito yung mga coefficients plus 134. So, ang range is from 5 to 8. Lastly, yung ating f of x is 4x squared minus 46.5x plus 102. Ang range is from 8 to 10. So, yun lang siya. So, kaya nga, katulad nung nasabi doon sa introduction, kapag quadratic spline, actually, yung unang spline is align. Kasi kung titingnan mo tong equation, this is not a representation of quadratic equation. This is align. So, you must expect this one. Okay, ulitin ko, you must expect na ang unang function talaga ng quadratic spline is an actual na line. Okay? Pero yung natitira, yung let's say kung 4 man ito or 5 pa, dapat mga quadratic na yon. Okay? So, sana malinaw tayo doon. Ngayon, balikan natin yung tinatanong sa problem. Ang gustong malaman ng problem is yung value ng f of 7 using quadratic spline interpolation. Since this is a piecewise function, titingnan mo dito sa mga interval na na-create natin. So, saan ba napagigitna yung 7? So, syempre, yung 7 is between 5 and 8, right? So, dahil yung 7 ay nasa gitna ng 5 and 8, all you need to do is to substitute 7 in the second spline. So, 4.5 times 7 squared minus 54.5 times 7 plus 134. So, our answer is negative 27. So, ito na yung ating interpolation using quadratic spline. So, again, hindi necessary na magkalapit si polynomial saka si spline kasi yung spline is a completely different method of interpolation. Unlike sa polynomial kanina, yung tatlo, pare-parehas lang yung polynomial interpolation. So, ina-expect natin na parehas sila ng sagot. But in spline interpolation, wag kayong mag-expect. Most likely, magkakaiba yan. And that's okay. So, sana clear tayo doon. The graphical representation is shown. Again, dapat yung unang spline, I am expecting that to be a straight line. And based dito, actually, I created a program in Python. Kaya nga na-graph ko to. So, this is an accurate graph from Python. So, yun. This is a straight line. And ito yung interpolated point. So, it means kumurbada pa kasi siya dito. So, ayan. I hope this discussion for the quadratic spline is clear to all of us. And I hope na intindihan nyo to. The next video is much complicated dito kasi mas maraming linear system ang i-consider natin, and that is the cubic spline. So nevertheless, thank you so much for listening and watching, and ingat! Hi guys! Clarification lang dito sa nalagay kong notation sa quadratic spline. Dapat po wala pala ditong subscript, lahat lang siya y. If you are going back sa first part nitong video na to, makikita nyo doon may y sub 1, y sub 2, y sub n. So ulitin ko lang, dapat po wala siyang subscript, lahat lang siya y. So in other words, balikan natin tong equation natin. Ito rin mali siya. Yung tamang subscript pala dito class, so i-correction ko lang yung sarili ko dito. So hindi ito tama, ang tama is f1 of x or simply f of x na lang. Okay? Dapat yung subscript nasa labas, f2 of x or simply f of x din, or f3 of x or simply f of x. Again, mali yung subscript class na yung x sub 1 yung nasa loob nitong parenthesis ng function. Dapat yung subscript is nandoon sa f, okay? So, I hope that's clear. But anyway, the computation naman na ginawa natin ay tama. So, sana malinaw to ngayon. So, edit ko na rin to. This is f1x. Ganun din, f2x. And lastly, this one is f3x. So, thank you so much. And I hope walang malilito doon. So, bye-bye!